Good morning, my people, my people, my people. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. I am the diaspora machismo. My people, as usual, I'm just here to give you an update as to my protest this morning. It was another beautiful day for a protest, and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. My people, let me remind you that the signs my sign says, the front of my sign says, I don't want the white man's money, the white man's woman, his friendship or his fame. And the reverse of my sign says, white man, why have you enslaved the African American? My people, it was another beautiful day for protests, but I do not have anything of value to report to you. I would like to address a particular problem that has recently showed up its head in the leeward village of Layou. Recently, there was a series of shooting and killing in Layou that has put the residents of Layou at ease. People are disquieted by this sudden eruption of violence in that fishing community. And my task this morning is to tell you why that series of violence started, who is behind it, and why. But before I go into all of that, I want to bring you a related story. Not really a story, a related series of facts that happened here in this California. On May the 2nd, before I go there, let me remind you, and for those who don't know, let me inform you. The Constitution of the United States, gives every citizen the right to own and to bear arms. It means that every citizen have the right to own a firearm or multiple firearms, and they have a right to carry them with them when they are in public. That is a constitutional right of the citizens of this great United States of America. Remember that. So it was normal. It was normal for citizens to be seen going about their daily business, no matter where their business was, bearing arms. They go to the bank and they have a firearm at the side. They go to anywhere, the supermarket, to the farm, to the farmer's market, to the registry to conduct business, even to the parliament. It was a natural occurrence. However, on the 2nd of May, 1962, a group of black men, members of the Black Panther, went to the California legislature and they had their guns with them. No one was harmed, no threat was made. They only went there and they were bearing arms as the Constitution gave them the right to. At this point in time in California's history, Ronald Reagan was the governor of California. However, on the sight of black men at the state capitol, at the legislative council, bearing arms, sent the entire legislature into panic. No threats was made. They were only exercising their rights to bear arms. My people, after the Black Panthers left that place, Ronald Reagan and the other white members of the California Senate passed law to outlaw citizens in California to carry around arms unless they have a license to do that. Clearly unconstitutional. But the white powers that be had the last laugh. What was also interesting is that the people who were granted license to bear arms, which is totally unconstitutional, were very selected, and they were basically white people. Now, remember Ronald Reagan was governor. In 1981, Ronald Reagan was elected President of the United States of America. And he ended his tour of duty in 1989. He served 2 terms. In early 1981, Ronald Reagan employed the service of the United States Armed Forces Chief Oliver North, the CIA Director William Casey, and they came up with this big plan to destroy the black community. Not only in California, but the black community all across the United States of America. And this was so only because the Black Panthers showed up on the Capitol exercising their constitutional rights. So what these free men do? They import crack cocaine from South America, and they put them in the black community in this California and in other black community around this United States of America. Millions of black men and women became addicted to crack cocaine. Millions of black men and women were in prison on the war against drugs. It was revenge for those members of the Black Panther who went to the California Capitol bearing arms as the Constitution allowed them to. Remember this again. I think it is 1989. With the Lockerbie bombing, when that plane went down and killed a couple hundred people, Libya took responsibility for that bombing. The Libyan people and government was hauled before an international tribunal. They were found guilty as charged, and they were made to pay their debts to the world's community, and Libya fulfilled their obligation to the world's community. Yet, in peacetime, Muammar Gaddafi and thousands of Libyans were killed. They don't tell you about the thousands that were killed, because what they do, they bomb Muammar Gaddafi's compound and they bombed the surrounding village just in case Gaddafi escape his compound. He will not escape the bombing in the surrounding village. Thousands of people died. So although Muammar Gaddafi satisfied his obligation to the world, he did not satisfy his obligation to America and the white community. Now you may be asking, Alan, what does this have to do with Layou and the violence of Layou? Let me tell you what it has to do with the violence of Layou. In March of 2022, the citizens of Layou discovered that Ralph Ginsalves gave Kelly Glass and others permission to construct a wharf on Jackson Bay in Layou. And that wharf was supposed to aid some Korean project that they were doing. Now, Kelly Glass is a Caucasian. He came to St. Vincent under James Mitchell administration. He was allowed to set up a lot of business, and he had been bleeding St. Vincent of money. Why the hell does he want to get involved in Korea now? Why don't he leave that to some other small businessman? However, the people of Layou came out in their numbers, and they protest and they prevent the wharf from going there. Ralph Ginsalves never forgot that. He never forget that. So all of that violence that Layou is experiencing is as a result of Ralph Ginsalves dispatching his slaves to Layou to do all of these random drive-by shootings. because Ralph Ginsalves must not be denied. When he asked one of the slaves, those people participate in homosexuality, bestiality, abortion. Most of them went to prison and do homosexual thing in prison. So when they come out, they become slaves. The spirit of the Most High leave them. Devils and demons possess them. And those who control the devils and demons that possess them, controls them. Remember, I told you in Revelation chapter 13, verse 1 to 2, the devil gave the Caucasian nation his seat, his power, and his great authority. His great authority is control over the demonic world. Ralph Ginsalves is a Caucasian. Ralph Ginsalves is not just a Caucasian. He is a wicked and evil Caucasian who is involved in demonic practices and devil worships. So when he sent those guys to their biddings to harass the Layou people, it is because of what happened in March in 2022, when the entire citizenry of Layou came out and ensured that the government rescinded their permission to construct that pier in Layou. Like what Ronald Reagan do to the black community because of the action of the Black Panthers. What the American government do to Gaddafi because of his bombing of the Libya Lockerbie bombing. Ralph Ginsalves is now doing it to Layou because they prevent him from getting extra money to come to California to splurge with little Mexican boy. This is what is going to happen. In the next few weeks, the violence of Layou will suddenly stop. Just like that. Because now Ralph Ginsalves is ashamed because he was called out. The violence will stop all of a sudden. And when the people of Layou have forgotten about this video, the violence is going to start back. So look out, by next week, for a long period of time, there will be no shooting, no gun violence in Layou. But after the people of Layou forget about this video, the violence is going to start back. Mark my word, it will happen just as I speak it. And when it happens as I speak it, you will know that I was right. And it was Ralph Ginsalves who was responsible for causing the upheaval in the beautiful fishing village of Layou. My name is Chief Strongblood. I'm St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. I am the diaspora machismo.